I can't whistle, so I can't do the famous, like, of the song, whatever, but, like, I can't whistle. But you know what I'm talking about. Whenever someone does, like, the whistling, whatever, I always think of, like, Hunger Games or anything. But when you do the famous, like, Close Encounters whistle, it's like, yeah, I can't do it. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. This movie is awesome. It was also released in 1977 after Spielberg was not nominated for Best Director for Jaws. That movie got nominated for Best Picture, and Spielberg did not get nominated. He was pretty upset too. Have you ever seen the famous video of him watching the nominations list? It's pretty great. Look it up if you haven't. It's pretty awesome. I mean, it's Spielberg literally saying, we're gonna get nominated for everything, and da-da-da-da. But anyways, that's Jaws. So now, 2 years later, 1977, Spielberg was all like, you know what? I want to make an alien movie, and I'm gonna make it with Paramount, not Universal, which is not Paramount, it's Columbia Pictures. Very interesting about that. I always figured all these movies were Universal, but no, this one's not Universal. But either way, this movie stars Richard Dreyfuss as a regular old man, you know, driving his truck, whatever. He's, all of a sudden the power goes out, he's in his truck, gotta go figure it out, and then all of a sudden, a spaceship, the third kind, are above his truck, and they beam a freaking suntan right on a red face on him, basically, and they give him information in his mind, and now he's got stuff in his head. Aliens are coming, the government knows it, but they're not telling anyone, and it is a space government adventure slash a little bit of a drama, of a family drama too. This movie, guys, I mean, okay, this movie is a classic. This movie is amazing. Really, really good. Not my favorite Spielberg movie. And the only reason why is the movie is slow. I'm not going to get that out of here. The movie's slow, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. The movie, the first like 30 minutes, it's very like, you cut to the Richard Dreyfuss and his family, and then you cut to this government stuff, which I find in the first 30 minutes just so boring. Like, I'm just so not into this government people walking around talking papers, beepings, and computers, and grabbing big old earth balls and trying to figure out where stuff is at. I don't know. I just didn't really like the first 30 minutes of this movie because it just feels blah. Besides that, the movie's amazing. The movie is so good, guys. First off, the cinematography, which did win at the Academy Awards that year, it deserved it because the cinematography is fucking beautiful to watch this movie. For 1977, the cinematography is so damn good. I love it. There are so many great, amazing shots. Of course, the little boy opening the door and the lights coming through, and then the mom runs and shuts it. Famous, just right there, famous. It's so good. I love it. Spielberg's direction, I mean, there's a reason why the Academy was like, all right, we're going to give him an Oscar nomination. We're not going to give him the win, not yet, but we're going to give him a nomination. But they don't even nominate the movie Best Picture. The movie got like 8 Oscar noms. 1 cinematography, nominated for like special effects, sound, blah, blah. And they got director. I'm like, good for Spielberg. You know, I wasn't even thought of then. I wasn't even alive. Gave a supporting actress nomination to the girl, the mom of the little boy, but no Best Picture. Nope, didn't win It didn't get nominated, didn't win, didn't nothing. It's a robbery because this movie is so good. And once again, one reason why Spielberg's movie is so good is because of one man, John freaking Williams. His score in this movie is so underrated. I love the music in this movie. There are certain scenes, the music, if it wasn't in that scene, it wouldn't be nearly as good. The famous scene where the aliens attack the mom and the little boy in her house. First off, the scene is directed and edited perfectly. It's super intense, super great. I love it. But then you get that great old music by Williams, and it just adds up the intensity. John Williams is a master. He's a man of true, amazing greats. But this is one of his most underrated scores, in my opinion. I love him. I love his score in this movie. It's so damn good. Richard Dreyfuss. How did he not get nominated for Best Actor? He did actually the year after win Best Actor in the Academy. But how did he not get nominated for this movie? When he gets turned into the crazy man, whatever. It's one of my favorite scenes in the movie is when he pretty much just loses his mind. He basically busts down a window, grabs every pile of dirt, puts in his house, bricks, goose cage, whatever, and the whole neighborhood is just watching him. And Richard Dreyfuss, he's amazing. It's one of those scenes that it's like, if you're learning acting, watch that scene. Richard Dreyfuss in that scene is so amazing. There's also other scenes that he's really good in too, but Richard Dreyfuss, He is so good in this movie. He's so likable too, first off. I love him as just a person. He seemed like a really cool dude. And you love him, whatever, in this movie. And then when he starts to lose his mind, you feel bad because then the family starts to neglect him. And it's an awful scene. It's not an awful scene, but it's like awful to watch and feel. The scene where basically his family just says goodbye to him, whatever. Like the scene where he's sitting in the bathtub and his son walks in, he starts banging on the door, and he's like, "You're a crybaby, you're a crybaby." It's gut-wrenchingly sad. Like, it's awful to watch. Like, see this family just get torn apart because at the very beginning, it sets up a good family relationship, and you're thinking, oh, this is so cute. And then they basically just, the next morning after the famous scene of him freaking out, grabbing all the dirt, yeah, they say bye-bye, and they leave him. And we never see him again, actually, which is pretty sad, too. But of course, we get the famous scene with the governments, because Spielberg and his government, every time you see a movie of Spielberg, his governments are evil and despicable. I mean, when we get to E.T., I'll also explain it there too, but in this movie, they're despicable people. They literally are poisoning the air around this mountain that Richard Dreyfuss and the woman that her son was taken, they're seeing this image in their head, and they're seeing it, and they finally find out it's real, and they're gonna go find it, and they're gonna go find out why are these aliens here, the third kind, why are they here, why am I getting these images of this mountain, and this fucking government is poisoning the like mile ratio. I don't know how to speak, but basically they're poisoning the air and they're killing all these birds and animals, and it's very sad. They kill like tons of horsies, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to see a horse die. Screw the birds, but the little horsies. But besides that, I mean, Richard Dreyfuss, he's like, F it. He drives through gates. He's like, we're getting to that mountain. And when they get to that mountain, and the final third act, when they get to the mountain, it's beautiful filmmaking. It's beautifully edited. It's amazing. And the freaking ship, the alien ship, is so cool looking. Why don't we get anything cool like that anymore in movies these days? This ship is like a miniature spotlight city, that my dad said. But it is. It's so cool. The lights, the reds, the oranges, the blues. I mean, it's so great. And of course, when we do see the aliens, nowadays it looks super fake, but I mean back then, I mean, it's pretty amazing. But I love the makeup and the animatronic of the alien that we do see, and him doing the hand thing. It's pretty cool, guys, if you ask me. It's great filmmaking. And it was actually pretty sad, if you ask me. Richard Dreyfuss leaves. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm going on that ship and I'm leaving. He screw his 3 children and his wife, even though they were mad at him because he went all psycho, but still, he gets on the ship and bye, see you later, dude. And the last word in this movie, which I love, is the little kid. He gets off the ship, and then he looks at the ship, he says, goodbye, and that's the last little dialogue we get in this movie. It's Spielberg, man. The music's all swelly and everything, and like Spielberg always works with kids in his movies, and he knows how to work with kids too. Like I said, this film, it's a classic. It's a cult classic. It deserves to be talked about. It's one of those movies where if you haven't seen it, I really recommend it. It's one of those it's really well acted, edited. It's Spielberg. I would put this in his top 5 for best directed. His direction in this movie, like, he knew he was making something really good. I'm gonna give the movie an A+. I'm not gonna lie, I almost did give it an A because I was thinking to myself, like, those first 20 minutes, man, it's like just so government, and I just like don't like that stuff. And then when it comes back to the family, I love it. But the movie is just too good. It's too good not to give an A+, if you ask me. So my next review will actually be the movie called 1941. I've never seen it. It just came in the mail the other day. So I'm pretty intrigued, but I've heard it's his worst movie. But we'll get to that tomorrow, or the next day, or whoever knows. I don't know. Anyway, guys, you guys enjoy this review, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye, guys.